Hi guys, Dave Mad Max 6. We are at the gym in San Diego, California. I'm doing my tour before leaving for Vegas, and I have for the very first time on JTV, IFBB Pro Will Sage. Will, welcome to JTV, man.
So, thanks for having me.
Actually, you know what? I didn't even know about you until Jay told me. Jay actually he's got the great eye, and once in a while he'll tell me, you gotta shoot this guy. He's really good, and he's men's physique, but he doesn't train like a men's physique. Is what he said.
Yeah, that's the first thing you told me. I mean, I met Jay in Vegas. Honestly, met him for the first time a couple months ago. And that's the first thing he said. He saw me training chest, and I think we were smashing like 5 plates on each side on a hammer press. And he's like, he walked up, he's like, yo, y'all don't train like men's physique. We got to show people how men's physique train, you know? So, yeah,
that was a great suggestion. Usually when you suggest somebody, it's always somebody good. So
I appreciate it.
So I just wanted to get you on the channel and let people know a little bit about you. You're 27 years old. You used to be in the military, which another thing that Jay really likes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He's really pro-military. He loves you guys. You've done so many appearances at all the bases and all that stuff. So you're retired now, right?
Yeah, I'm out. So did 5 years in the Marine Corps, and then
wow,
stationed down here in San Diego. Traveled a bit, went out to Japan, got deployed, and ended up staying out here. So
you actually from Michigan, right?
Yeah, I'm originally from Michigan, born and raised.
And so you joined the military, then you were brought over here, and then you like it so much you decided to stay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't beat the weather.
You really can't. And I mean, where I come from, where it gets freezing cold.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, you're from Canada.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah,
we know the deal.
Yeah, we know it.
So tell me a little bit about you. So when did you actually get into body? Did you actually get into bodybuilding while you were in the military, or how did it go?
So I've always been I was always a really small guy growing up.
How small? When you got?
I was like 150, 120 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, I got pictures. I'll show you later. So I was a small guy. I was a soccer player. You know, did all 4 years of high school varsity soccer player. So I was just, you know, runner, sprinter. So I had that type of physique, but I always trained. So I would go into the gym in the morning. The head of the football team, the coach, was a police officer, my friend's dad. So he would open up the gym for us at like 5 a.m. in the morning. We would train, go to school, go to soccer practice, football practice. I played football as well. So either or.
How old were you then when you started?
I started training when I was a freshman in high school.
So what is that, 14, 13, 14?
I was 15, I think.
15, okay.
Yeah, 15. And then I did my first show my freshman year of college. I did a year over in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Okay.
And then I did my first show then, and obviously men's physique looked a lot different then. And it was a local show in Michigan, a regional show, and I took first, and I took the overall as well. And I had to have been like 140 pounds by then, so I was not a heavy guy. From there, joined the military, came out here to San Diego, and obviously being deployed and everything, it was really hard to compete. I did one show in 2014, and then didn't compete again until 2016.
Okay.
And that's when I did my first national show.
It's very conducive, though, the military to train. They encourage you to
they encourage you to train, definitely. But I mean, like, you know, it's very hard to diet. It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, because I did many shows in the military. It was just that stint between 2014 2015 where I had a little bit rough because of deployment. But besides that, I was always training, always bodybuilding, always doing shows. Yeah.
And you telling me that many times you would find out that actually Jay would go visit the guys, and you would miss him every time.
Yeah. So every time Jay went to a show, because obviously I knew about Jay, everyone knows about Jay.
Yeah.
Every time he would go to a base, I would have left that base like 2 weeks prior, and I'm like, hey, I missed it again. You know what I mean? So.
Did you tell him that when you saw him in Vegas?
Yeah, I told him that when I saw him in Vegas, and every time I would just barely miss him. He's like, oh, I was at your base. I was like, not when I was there.
He must have laughed.
So like it was like, you know, like almost like chasing after, you know, like never got at the same base at the same time. But yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell me about competing. When did that, when did you actually decide to go for your pro card? Where did you get your pro status, and when was that? Yeah,
so I have a little bit interesting story about my journey to my pro card. Again, I was always a very small guy. I had a lot of people tell me, you know, I wouldn't turn pro. I didn't have the genetics to turn pro, because let's face it, I don't have the best genetics. But I will say I have work ethic, you know. And I actually did 7 national shows before I got my pro card.
Okay. And you're only 27.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I got my pro card last year at 26.
Okay.
I just turned 27 in September, so last month.
Okay.
Actually 25, I got my pro card. And again, I did 7 national shows, and finally, I think it was 2018, I did 3 national shows and took 4th at every single one of them. And then I was like, that's never going to happen again. did it off season. Literally thought about it every day. I can honestly say I didn't have a bad workout that whole off season.
Wow.
And then got it first try 2019 at Junior Nationals.
Junior Nationals.
Yeah, so that was my 7th one, and then
Lucky 7.
Yeah, lucky 7. So that's how I got my pro card. Like I said, just never quit, never gave up on it, and then went into my pro debut a couple months later. Ended up taking 3rd, beating a bunch of Olympians. So,
Where?
Down here in San Diego, actually.
Which show was it?
That was Titans Grand Prix.
What's it called?
Titans Grand Prix.
Titans Grand Prix.
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
so,
Wow. Top 3.
Yeah,
First time out.
Yeah,
Nice.
First time out, top 3. So that felt pretty good after chasing
Yeah.
my pro card for so long, and going to do that. And yeah, I was very happy with it.
So, of course, you were prepping for 2020. You had some plans, and tell me the story because you told me off
Yeah.
camera.
So. Coming off Titans Grand Prix, I was actually gonna take an off season, and then I spoke to a few judges, and they're like, "No," they straight up told me like, "You need to compete again." It's like, okay, let's do it. So I kept it tight, and up until December. December I started prep again. So Titans Grand Prix last year was middle of October.
Okay.
So I took about a month and a half off, 2 months off, and started prep again. Prep through the holidays, and went to do my 2nd show. I believe it was on March 14th.
Okay.
So right before COVID, it was right when COVID happened. So literally I was one day out when word got out of the virus and everything. And the day the whole country shut down, I was one day out.
What show was that?
That was the Fit World.
The Fit World. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And
okay.
it literally got canceled one day out. No one saw it
my
coming because the government just shut everything down.
Yeah.
So yeah, one day out, literally I was like carved up, started, ready cutting water and everything. And then next thing you know, we get an announcement that we're not doing the show.
What a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I was in LA already. I was at my hotel, Yep, ready to finish my last workout and didn't get to do it. And honestly, that is the best I've ever looked in my life.
Damn.
Like we came in dialed.
Damn. Yeah, it's been so tough this year to, I was telling you off camera, I've got so much respect for all of the athletes that are prepping, not knowing if their show was going to be rescheduled or canceled, or it's so much time, it's so much effort, it's so much money to prepping for all those shows and not even knowing if it's going to happen or not. It's really tough, So,
yeah, it's true, man. I mean, as I told you off camera, I probably had like 3 or 4 shows canceled this year.
Oh my
and
God.
then, as I told you, I was going to another show last month, actually. I was supposed to compete a couple weeks ago. And then 4 weeks out, I got COVID. So we got COVID and ended up having a lung complication. My oxygen went down to 40%, and I actually had to leave an ambulance because I couldn't breathe.
Really?
Yeah. Literally couldn't breathe. Nobody could move me. I couldn't even stand up. So so they had me on oxygen, had me in the ICU for 5 days, and then out of the ICU for 2, and then they allowed me to go home.
How do you feel now?
I feel great.
Yeah?
I feel amazing now.
Good.
Yeah,
you bounced back. You showed me some videos and pictures of you right before the show, and you're not as
full or hard.
You're not far.
No.
You've actually came back really strong.
Yeah. So in the hospital, I lost 15 pounds.
Wow, that's a lot.
And being 4 weeks out, obviously we couldn't come back from that.
Yeah.
And getting back out, I had to ease into things. It took about 4 weeks total for my lungs to come back to pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So I had to take like 5-minute rest periods because my lungs just couldn't catch up.
Wow.
But strength when I got back, it was probably like half of what it was before.
Yeah.
But it's probably 90% back now.
Good. Yeah, you look good. What are the plans for the rest of the year? Are you gonna just kind of like shut it down and just wait for 2021?
Yeah, that's the thing. We're aiming for a November show. It got canceled.
Oh.
And then from there, we're all right, let's do a December show. There's a show in December. That one got canceled. So there's actually no other pro shows this year that aren't in the States.
Yeah.
So we're going to call it for this year,
Yeah.
Shut it down, aim our sights on next year. Grow a little bit. All the feedback I get is only to put on like 2 to 3 more pounds. But yeah, so
good.
That's the plan right now.
Well, your attitude seems to be good, man. You could have,
I never get too down on myself.
No, good.
Like I said, I've lost many times. I lost a lot of shows, and like when you learn how to lose, it's and then start winning after that. It's easy not to get discouraged. So
the perseverance is the important thing.
That's it.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about what else you're doing, because you have all kinds of your own business and all that stuff. You're doing a lot than just train. So tell me a little bit about what it is that you're doing, other projects.
So I actually work with quite a few people. Obviously, I told you I'm a coach as well. I coach quite a few competitors. Probably around 40 around here
Wow.
in San Diego, and
Okay.
then some all over the States. And I have a couple pros, and they're all doing fairly good. I just had 2 back-to-back overall wins over the past weekends. Someone just this last weekend texted, a few people in Texas. So yeah, I'm doing that. Just dropped some new clothing. The business is called Precision Elite, so the clothing is called Precision Apparel, and pretty cool stuff. So we did that, and then also working with a company called the Iron Willed, and they are pretty new in the making.
Oh, bikes.
Yeah.
You can't see it. Oh, there he is. There he is. Harleys. That's the way they roll in San Diego.
Yep, that's it, man. That's it. Let this guy get out of here. Yeah, they're pretty new in the making, but they're already getting a great team together. It's a clothing company, but they're more than just clothing. I mean, it's literally like a bodybuilding team, family.
Nice.
So working with them as well, I'm working on some pretty cool stuff too.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is actually them right here. This chain I'm wearing, this gold chain right here.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's them right there.
Gotcha. Nice. How long have you had your own clothing company?
So actually, that just started this year. I started working on that in January.
Okay. Wow.
Brand new. We just dropped it roughly a month ago.
Okay.
So yep.
Wow. What is the contact info for that?
So you can actually you can go to teamprecisionelite.com.
Okay.
And then if you go to my IG, which is willsage_, all the links are in my bio as well. And I have like a newsletter and everything as well. I drop constant information on that, stuff about hormones, training, all that good stuff. So.
Yeah. And if people want to hire you for training or diet, also Instagram.
Same Instagram or the website, Team Precision Elite.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, Will, I'm really glad I got to meet you. I'm really glad Jay suggested for me to come and film you.
Thank you.
You're my last one, on my list and stuff. So you're on the good list.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was fun today. We went in and got at it. So
yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So best of luck to you. We're gonna follow your progress, and I hope that we get to film again before your competition.
Oh yeah, we will.
So you'll have to hit me up. And you go to Vegas all the time, you tell me, so we can possibly
so
film
I go to
over
Vegas
there.
periodically. So we'll make it work.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
All right.